Hello everybody, welcome. We're back with more MSQ, maybe sometime. Still slightly getting set up. As you can see, Rye is still coming online. We'll get this all sorted, no worries. Well, Rye, can you speak? If you're speaking, I'm not hearing you. Oh, there you are.
I'm not getting your what's it?
You're not getting my what's it?
Virtual camera.
Odd, give me a sec.
Yeah, it's on yours, it's not on mine, which means you probably just don't have the
There it goes.
virtual camera itself on.
It was on, yep. It's just the Stream Together decided to flip it off at one point.
Yeah.
So I had to reconnect it. And I am making my way to Solution 9. Slowly but surely. So how did gaming with the dad unit go?
It went well. One of the AI empires and some friends decided to attack right before I did.
Oops.
I was generally ready. My dad wasn't quite ready. It was close. But it's keeping me busy with all sorts of things going on at the same time.
Hello, Orca.
As hi, Orca. My dad is saying that it's close to 100 in Hemet.
Ew.
Which is just unreal considering the weather we're having.
Yeah.
Considering that we're on our way to an August where it never hits 90.
That's kind of scary for Bay Area weather.
Yes, it is. Wow. I don't know if you heard me say, apparently it's around 100 in Hemet. Yeah.
Oh, sounds like you got a bunch of good stuff. Grats, Orca.
That is the sort of thing Kieran does.
I'm slowly making my way in. Oh, by the way, according to the pharmacy, my meds are ready for pickup tomorrow. I don't know if we'll have the car tomorrow, so...
Probably will. I mean, it is technically gaming weekend, but there's no gaming. I don't even know if either of them are going over. Probably not in Baron's case, at the least, because he will probably want to continue con prep. And yes, that was Baron in the background. my background as it happened instead of Faye's.
Kinda, sorta. Where are you?
Might have been more audio from you. Coffee?
Oh, I must be in a different instance. Dad, dang it.
Not get the stream to start streaming.
There you are.
Yes, here I am.
You weren't there a
Back
second
to the puzzle
ago.
room.
Yeah, back to the puzzle room, but I'm trying to catch up to you so I can lead you to where the puzzle room is.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully my throat doesn't sound too bad.
All things considered, I'm amazed you can talk.
Yeah, I kind of had a major attack after dinner.
Well, you're just having attacks all over. I would write in and say that the last 24 hours have been a continual problem.
I was doing good right up till dinner, came back, loaded into a Eureka Orthos, and then had an attack.
Yeah, well.
And somehow I salvaged that run!
Very good. Because you are a proper professional. Hey, Drago.
I don't know, I've been... This is the first run, starting from floor 21, that I've gotten past the 30 boss for the past 3 days.
Yeah, well. It's been a lot longer than 3 days since the last time I did that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get some practice in on some of the later mobs, but if I keep getting stuck in, like, 10 through 20...
Yeah. Now, when's that change come in?
It comes in when the new, instance drops. Which would be, 3.5.
Oh. Oh, all the way out there? I thought it was going to be soon.
I think they said it was 3.5.
Sorry, 3.5. 7.35, not 7.5.
Right, 7.35.
That's still later than I was hoping. Okay, when we last left our heroes, they were presenting us with a new quest. Hey, live. We have people watching. Okay, so starting with school.
Yeah.
Yes, the door has power now.
Sveen? That Alexandrian survived the war was no small part thanks to the defensive measures developed by the preservation. In that regard, I shall always be grateful. Everything we read in this place sings Calix's praises. The people who worked here must have truly idolized him. Had his own body not been fated to fail him so young, would Calix have pursued his endless project with such fervor?
Good question. A calculated evolution. Shale is examining the card scanner.
Right. I'll get this door open. Whew, smooth as silk. Let's head inside and see what awaits. Dun, dun, dun.
A Cine awaits.
Gods above, isn't that... Is that a second key?
Wonder if he was trying to replicate it.
The key to interdimensional fusion? That looks to be the schematics on the monitor. And they've used it to make another key, but isn't it missing the shard inside like the one Favorite has?
Yes.
We may be laboring under a misconception. The key was originally a Malala relic. Once this treasure came to its possession, preservation began working to harness the power to cross dimensions. Aside from the crystal, we could see that the vessel's components were constructed here. So, might that tell us? The crystal itself is the key.
And or this is just a device they made to control it.
Uh-huh.
Go with the first one?
That's what I did, sorry. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. It is as my parents explained. The key remains shrouded in mystery. Preservation's augmented it with electrope, but never grasped the technology's underlying principles. To this day, not a single person understands the mechanics of interdimensional fusion. Not whom imbued the key with its power, not who imbued the key with its power, not when they did so, nor why. Now that makes sense. Calyx can track the key because its vessel was made by preservation. I believe there's much we may learn in this room. Our next visit, I will have to enlist Justola's assistance for a thorough investigation.
Oh yeah.
I too am curious about a great many things, but pinning down Calyx's whereabouts is our priority. Hopefully we can secure the card here that grants access to the director's office. The search conducted in this lab appears to have been highly classified in nature. Some of the personnel must have belonged to the organization's upper echelons, and that means a higher security clearance. We should spread out and look for any cards they left behind. Remember, anything less than level 3 is no good to us. And I will be right back. Sorry about this.
Oh!
Yeah,
Don't leave me alone!
Sorry.
So here we go again. Well, I hope everyone had a good week. I hope Drago had a reasonably good day off. Just so you know, Drago, at work, they're looking at another badge, which will be more of a lab testing one. Wait, let's see. Yeah, at least in the grand scheme of things, a wristwatch dying is a lot better than a computer dying. Ask us how we know. And because I can sense concern about the XP tablet pen, Amazon is saying our package will arrive Tuesday, which, with the way Amazon has been lately, means it'll probably show up Monday. Okay. Well, good for the both of you. Shoot, there was something I was kind of thinking of mentioning, and now it's gone again. All thoughts fly out of my head when I'm left on my own like this. Give you a little background on Drago. Part of the idea of Final Fantasy XIV is that they borrow from the previous 13 games whenever and whenever they feel like it. So the backstory is once many ages ago, there was a big crisis, and the method of solving the crisis was disagreeable to some people, with good reason. It meant killing a lot of people, and then trying to reclaim their souls back later in kind of a pyramid scheme. And to prevent all of that scheme from going forward, the world was basically split into the source, where we are, and 13 shards, so there's 14 worlds. And the original storyline, which the buns are still going through, deals with that. Once we're finally through Stormblood, you'll get to see a whole lot about that. But in any case, the shards are separate worlds/realities. Travel between them is exceedingly difficult. And the key they're talking about is a device that has been used to travel between the shards and the source. And with the extra control elements of the goblet that you're seeing in here added to it, was used to produce something known as dimensional fusion, where a part of one of the shards, the only surviving part, was fused with a portion of the source. You've gotten to see the big lightning dome in the distance in one of the zones. The city we're in is inside of that dome, and that dome is the interdimensional fusion.
We confused yet?
And I hope so. I sense somebody is back.
Starting with Galul.
Why were they making so many vessels? Did the other ones not work properly? Yeah, that is a lot of 3D printing machines here, all producing vessels.
Yeah, storage crate.
It might be they were prototyping variants, or it might be they were hoping to start producing the main crystal. Sphene?
I clicked on the storage crate.
I figured we're starting with all the people. This lone storage crate is filled with document binders and other miscellaneous objects, none of which are security cards. Yeah, but we should take them anyway. Better living through stealing office supplies.
Yes. I'll search these drawers. One of us is bound to find something, I'm sure of it. Look.
Look.
Maybe someone left a card on the shelf somewhere.
You keep looking.
Kyle.
Kyle?
I keep holding out hope that I'll find some evidence of my parents here, despite knowing there is none. Shale?
And the drawer. Shame. Ah, okay. Excuse you.
If those cameras are anything to go by, this lab was under constant surveillance. I'll scan the recordings and try to spot where people left their security cards. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Possibility?
Cabinet drawer?
Yeah. You find a security card in the cabinet drawer.
Oh, did you just find a security card? Well, that's a stroke of luck. Let's have Shale examine it to be sure. Oh, we never got to the third.
Yeah! Yeah.
Hey, Cheryl, look what I found. Well, well, if it isn't exactly what we needed. Nice work, you two. I'm gonna have to take a cough drop.
Oh, a level 3! That should get us into the director's office.
So what was it you were hoping to find there again, Shale? Excuse me. Were you saying that a certain device was going to help us? Right, I haven't probably explained myself, have I? I'm looking for a data relay. After we discovered the ostensibly abandoned complex, I performed a curious investigation which detected a connection to an outside network. When I traced the data's routing, it confirmed the traffic was from a web of Everkeep security cameras. Considering the way Calyx is always one step ahead of us, we must assume he's quietly seized control of the city's surveillance systems and has been using it to monitor our activities. To monitor you, as the key holder, are planning. But since Calyx is the ultimate recipient of those transmissions, the flow of data is like a river that we can follow back to him. Which is why I need the data relay. If I can analyze the device to see where it's rerouting all the surveillance traffic, then you can pinpoint Calyx's position. That said, he has done nothing to impede our progress, which makes me think we might be entirely on the wrong track. Maybe the reason he isn't stopping us is because he can't. Back in the old castle, Calyx said he was measuring Theron and Rylaia's strength. What can he possibly dream up that's stronger than those two? Ooh, speaking of cameras, there is another thing I meant to mention. I found evidence that someone deliberately disabled the surveillance feed for this room. The most recent recording was also crudely deleted. I was about to restore the data, though, if you'd like to see it.
One wonders.
I'll start the show then.
Are you really planning to leave?
Yes. The idea of eternal life. It's begun to frighten me.
I struggle to renounce our conventional wisdom. Death is the means by which life prunes its branches, leaving the trunk to grow strong and tall. We die so that our species may flourish. What would become of mankind were we to halt that process? If unending stagnation is the fruit of our labor, then perhaps we strive for the wrong thing.
Your argument is a rejection of Master Calix's vision.
I suppose it is. Perhaps such dread would not plague me, were I capable of sharing his perspective on the subject.
But I cannot. He and I are too different, in too many ways. I lack his extraordinary genius. I had no illness threatening to cut my life short, no singularity of will to cut away all distractions and focus solely upon research.
I have nothing but respect for his determination. The way he overcame his prognosis and seized the means to transcend death itself. But I'm not convinced that this obsession with living is the right path. That's why I've decided to leave preservation and put all my effort towards building a legacy for the next generation to come. Surely you...
Protocol, you understand. There can be no exceptions.
She only wanted to leave, and he executed her. I checked the images against the personal data. The man who pulled the trigger was Director Demetrius himself. Everything I could find on him pointed to a deep infatuation with Master Calix. The cameras in this room have been out of operation ever since that incident. Given that recording was erased, I can only assume that he was trying to conceal his grisly deed from the other researchers. I am not surprised, given how my parents described their defection from the Institute. They spoke of rushing me through the portal, even as preservation agents closed in on them. I dare not ask what became of them after that, but if it turns out that they were captured by their pursuers... They did not regret their actions.
Yeah.
Right, the Echo. Knowing you saw them as they were, your words give me great comfort. Oh, Cryo. Worry not, Steen. Thanks to the haven of living memory, I was at least able to meet my parents and learn what they stood for. It is enough for me to carry on. Even now, we don't know how the conflict unfolded between your parents and preservation. But what we do know is that your mother and father clearly expunged every last trace of their movements. They made sure no one could cross into the source or threaten their child's safety. Right, let's press on, shall we? This tale behind the key deserves a fitting conclusion.
To the director's office.
Excuse me.
Mm-mm.
Sorry I'm coughing so much tonight, guys. I really try not to, because I know it sounds horrible on the mic end. And is quote-unquote very unprofessional, but health is as health does.
Yes.
Starting with Book. Hearing Kryle talk about her parents reminded me how much I miss Namika. I guess I'll never really get over it. Hello?
If that man in the recording was Director Demetrius, then this must be his office.
My earlier investigations put the data relay just past this door. Let's get open, shall we? I don't expect to find any information on my parents in the next room either, and that's something I can be proud of. Was Calyx the one who gave the orders to execute defectors? The more we hear about him, the less I understand him.
A scanning device. It waits silently for a security card with the appropriate level of clearance. Level 3 security card. Card-shaped key for opening restricted doors. This one is marked with a level 3 security clearance. You hold the level 3 security card up to the scanner.
There we go. Let's head inside. Now to find the data relay, and don't be shy, everyone. Speak up if anything odd catches your eye. Theron, Rylea, come with me. I might have need of that security card.
Yes, Orca, I agree.
Yeah, it's more of an office-like area. Steam? This is a report on reducing people to aether and how much energy can be harnessed per individual.
Kryle?
Oh, my apologies. I was just thinking about the key.
The key, you say? Who next?
Glue.
Something odd. Something odd.
Huh. This Director Demetrius was very particular about how he decorated his office. We've got incense and vases and some kind of gem display? And note there's a slot missing.
Yeah. Multi-monitor setup. Okay, Shale.
Damn, this terminal isn't connected to any outside networks. So it can't be the data relay I was looking for. This office is also smaller than the map suggests. I'm positive we're in the right room. What am I missing? Sorry, Theron. Rylea, could I ask you and the others to search the office for any clues to this infuriating puzzle?
Warm up the D6s, we're going secret door hunting.
Checking Google real quick. Ah, he does say different.
These drawers have only big, heavy books in them. I would have filled them with snacks. Oh, but maybe the books are hiding something. I'll check.
Good thinking, little guy. Checking with Kryle. Something is strange about this wall. I could have sworn it flickered for a moment. Seems solid enough now. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Sveen? Shale says this room is too small? How could that be? Hidden door!
You, girl, have not spent enough time playing D&D.
Does this display do anything else?
Admittedly, the gym display was my first thought, but yeah.
Beverage station.
Okay. Having lain dormant for years, the now active coffee maker has already entered a self-cleaning cycle. It appears to have no other purpose beyond brewing coffee, though it remains to be seen when it will be able to do so once more. Office shelves.
Yeah, sure.
I want to end with the back wall. You find a crumpled note wedged between the file binders. Secure room lift access. Requires passwords to be input simultaneously at terminals in the Proto Lab, the Deutero Lab, and the Director's Office. Perhaps this discovery would be of interest to Shale. Yes, we're going to have to figure out passwords.
Soul storage case.
The collection of soul cells may have once belonged to the Director. They appear to be empty.
And last
And
but
a cluttered side table. Semi. Amongst other personal effects, you find what is presumably the Director's data tablet. A closed locker stands next to the table.
examine the data tablet.
You pick up the data tablet and begin skimming through the contents.
Daily reports.
Nothing of note. The mystery of the key's activation condition remains unsolved. The key triggered an explosion today. Temporary interdimensional portal verified. Continue attempts to stabilize the core's energy reactions. 13 researchers sustained fatal injuries in the explosion. Memory faculties of 4 personnel sufficiently intact for endless conversion. Remaining 9 designated for ether reclamation processing.
Ew.
Nothing of note. Rejected resignations of 2 Malala researchers.
Uh-huh.
Major incident. Details in full report. Those 2 inept Malala broke with preservation and absconded with the key. Though the fugitives have since been caught and eliminated, we were too late to recover the relic. The only reason we retained our flesh was to serve Master Calix's physical instruments to conduct his experiments. Deprived of the object of our research, our existence serves no further purpose. I dare not imagine the depths of his disappointment in me. The complex is to be shut down. All personnel will have their bodies reduced to aether, which will be allocated for further experimentation. Memory data will be archived. Any endless conversions will be subject to Master Calix's discretion. If he does not deem us fit, then we are not deserving of eternal life.
Holy moly. Oh.
Yeah. Though I am surprised that the 2 Malala researchers' memory data was retained.
Yeah. Go ahead and do the next one. Shutdown protocols.
All personnel have undergone processing. Once the shutdown protocols have been completed, I will proceed with my own corporeal dissolution. As long as the key remains in the physical world, we must keep this complex in pristine condition. Whether it be needed for experiments or otherwise, it must be ready to support future operations in whatever capacity Master Calix requires. To that end, facility equipment will be maintained in stasis mode. Furthermore, a critical component for secure room access will be stored separately to defend against unauthorized entry.
Aha.
And let's go back in. Another look.
Open the locker.
door to the locker swings open easily.
Really?
Yeah, it contains nothing of note. You quietly shut the locker door.
Yeah, fanboy. A Calyx Otaku. Just what we needed. A Calyx
Chill.
Stan.
I am refusing to think about this. Shale, here, we have some notes.
Have you found something? Yeah, we wish we didn't.
Crumpled note. A hastily scribbled reminder found in the director's office shelving.
Thank you. A misplaced note, was it? Hello, cat dude.
Mm-hmm. You're just in time for the huddle.
With instructions for accessing a secure room, no less. Seems we need to enter a password in 3 different terminals at the same time. There was no such room marked on the map, was there? No, a precautionary measure, no doubt. And if these passwords are involved, I expect the access lift itself to be concealed too. Concealed? By electrope, you mean? Ah, it could be that wall. It seems as odd when I walked past it.
Remember what Kikiwa used to say, Shale? Never trust any electrope surface.
Electrope isn't always what it appears to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course, electrope is how you alter the look of all the Solution 9 floors and walls, isn't it? In which case, it shouldn't be too hard to disable.
Uh-huh. Another door!
I've managed to deactivate the protection, but the lock is still another story. Didn't that note lay out other password protocol? I say we give it a go-ahead and try. I agree. 2 people should prepare the lab terminals for each input while the rest of us look for passwords here in the office. I'll take the proto lab. Then I'll take the Dorito lab. Actually, it might be better if you stayed, Sveen. Your knowledge of Alexandria and its people could be needed here. Yes, you're right. If the passwords are hiding behind clues, that may be something I can help with.
I can help too. I've lived my whole life in Alexandria after all.
I will take the Deutero lab then. We can keep in touch via communicators to match our timing. Theron, Relia, you 2 shall have the honor of entering the office password. Once we've determined what we need to input, take your place at the terminal. We'll stand by and guide Wuklamat and Kryle through the process. You know, there was that display over there, the one with the gems? I thought since it was made of electrope, it might have some other purpose. But I couldn't find any switches or buttons to make it do anything. Maybe you can figure it out. Gee, thanks.
Yeah, I think we want the missing gem.
I think we want the missing gem.
Okay, more sparklies.
Shell first? Keep calm. Everything will be fine. Both of you are quick studies. Galul?
Cool. I kept searching the drawers with books and found a cube puzzle made of electrode. It's probably just a toy, but maybe?
Solve the puzzle.
Here, kid, have a Rubik's Cube. You got it! Let's see, if I move this bit and connect this circuit to that one, there! Huh? There's something inside. Oh, it's a pretty green stone. I think it might be Alexandrite. And that's what we're looking for, at least one of the things. They say these gems were so treasured in the past, they named the kingdom after them. Here, you should hold on to this one, just in case. Well then. And Sphene?
I should take a closer look at these reports. One of them might have hints to the password. No, I don't think so. Cluttered side table?
Yeah. You've located Director Demetrius's personal data tablet and locker space. Take another look? No.
No.
Okay, Director's terminal. You've yet to discover enough clues to deduce the passwords, try exploring the immediate area, or conferring with your comrades until you have more information. Okay. Time to go to the gem display. Two jewels are embedded in this electrode plate. You identify the blue gem as a sapphire and the red gem as a garnet. Of course it's a garnet.
Yes.
Gotta have your FF9 references. There also appears to be an empty slot for another jewel to fill. Yes, try to insert the Alexandrite. Aha! Gemstone fits snugly into place. Almost immediately afterwards, the glowing lines of a diagram appear on the display, accompanied by a short phrase.
Floor plan
of the
this
complex. As you continue studying the display, you realize that these shapes correspond to the rooms of the complex in which you now stand. This may be related to the password you were looking for. But first...
Sapphire.
Also... Let me get Notepad up. This slot contains a sapphire. Its place on the floor plan corresponds to the proto-lab.
Alexandrite?
This slot contains an Alexandrite. Its place in the floor plan corresponds to the director's office.
Garnet?
This slot contains a garnet. Its place in the floor plan corresponds to the Deutera lab.
Scrawled phrase.
The glowing words appear to be handwritten. Yes, I knew that jewel would come in handy. Let me see. Heed the stones. This must be about the special meanings Alexandrians have for gems. It's an old belief, I think, where each type of gem means something different. But if you ask Sphene, she could tell you more about it. After all, even her name comes from a gemstone. Okay, hold on a second. So, proto.
Tappity tap tap all those notes.
Yes! Okay.
And then canceling on out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Sphene!
And we need your help.
Yes, if you have questions, you only need to ask. The symbol of Alexandria. Well, I was taught that Alexandrite represents the concept of protection. It is, incidentally, also the origins of Alexandria's name. Oh, are you thinking it has something to do with the passwords?
Oh, yes.
A sphere, a sapphire, and a garnet as well? Yes, they all have meanings. Alexandria is protection, sapphire represents honesty, and garnet symbolizes devotion. We should try these words at the terminals and see if they accept. I certainly hope we're right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now do we need to go to the other rooms or just go to the director's terminal? Let's try that.
I think that directly to the terminal.
Yeah, you have gathered enough information to attempt entering the passwords.
We're all set here. Wook-Lamont and Krell are just waiting on their passwords. Let's start with Wook-Lamont in the Proto Lab. What should we enter?
Honesty.
And the password for Cryer in the Deutero Lab?
Devotion.
And lastly, what should we input for the director's office?
Protection.
Right, we have all three passwords ready. Now to enter them into the system at the same time.
Via Cine. See, she found a stepladder somewhere. Yes!
Oh, I'm so glad that worked. That secure room is the only place we haven't searched yet. If the data relay is anywhere, it has to be there. We'll venture in as soon as Wook-Lamont and Krell rejoin us. And here's the crew, starting with Krell. Well, that went well, excluding clue finding. Excellent clue finding. Speaking of gemstone symbology, for Alexandrite, Sphene holds the meaning of eternal light. When my parents named me, it was their wish that I become an unwavering beacon of hope for our people. To think on it now, I have ever shared a destiny with my other self. Great work, Theron. Rylea, leave it to you two to devise passwords from an ornamental display. Yeah, well, wasn't that hard.
Yeah, well. You did it thanks to you. And a little bit thanks to me, I hope. Yes. You did good.
Alright, everyone, time to board the lift and see what awaits us.
One thing is on.
This terminal doesn't look special to me, but this is definitely what we're after?
It is, but whether or not it will suffice for our purposes is another question.
Those are some big monitors.
The Endless are created using the memories of the deceased. But as memories are, in essence, collections of data, the resultant entities have no physical form. These data entities, as we might call them, have only two methods for interacting with the material world. One of these we saw in living memory, where the Endless are granted temporary bodies through the use of corporeal ether. They become much like solid ghosts that one can see and touch. The other method, which Kafkiwa employed, is the remote operation of a machine. But where do you suppose the Endless are to be found when not inhabiting a physical body? The Endless are memories, and if memories are data, then...
In a world formed of data?
Yeah.
You know, this type of
We're gonna be
mind...
playing Tron, aren't we?
Yes, we suspect they reside in a virtual domain, one contained entirely within an electro-based machine. We've seen such a realm before, after all.
My head is hurting.
Oh, you mean like the Alexandria made from the Endless Fiend's memories? It all seems so real.
So this virtual domain, it would also be housed within the Meso terminal.
But how? I thought we shut down all the terminals in living memory.
You did. And Kafkiwa's program performed just as she intended. The Meso terminal itself was deactivated, as evidenced by the failure of the device which was keeping Spheen's body in stasis. Be that as it may, we face a master of electrope engineering. That he managed to partition and protect a sector harboring his own memories is well within the bounds of possibility.
Let us say that the Meso terminal does indeed contain a second domain, and that Calyx himself resides there. This city, on the other hand, exists here in the source. That being the case, I thought perhaps we could prevent his remote interference by closing the gate to the Golden City, and thus severing the connection between worlds.
Except I tried to close it once already when I visited Living Memory. The process required administrative authorization, a restriction I assumed at the time had been imposed by the Queen.
But now you think Calyx might be responsible.
Just as I suspected. Even now, security transmissions from throughout the Keep are being tapped by the core system and routed elsewhere. Almost every single one has you as its focus. He's keeping track of the keyholder's movements.
Time's up, and what a waste of time it's been. Hoping to find me by tracing security data? That will not be necessary. Through a not inconsiderable effort, I've taken your measure and prepared a force sufficient to subdue you.
That has been said before.
And will be said again.
Come. I invite you to the upper reaches of the Meso terminal. The storage device which holds my memories is there. Break the memory bank and victory is yours. I, in turn, will seek to wrest the key from you with any and every means at my disposal.
And if we refuse this invitation?
I will wait and continue to convert Alexandrians into Endless. Consider the urgency of the situation and make the wiser choice.
Answer me one question, Calyx. The Endless Fiend. When she was queen, you had her face an impossible task, then manipulated her into using the key when she was at her most desperate. If you can do all that, then why not whisk it away when her plans went to ruin? Why let it fall into our hands?
You pour salt in the wound. That disaster was a miscalculation on my part. As her end drew near, Sphene and her restructured memories had become one with the terminal's control systems. In that singular place, in that singular moment, she wielded an authority greater than mine. Thus she was able to shield you, the neighboring sovereign to whom she entrusted her nation's future, and the hero to whom she entrusted that priceless key. I am unsure to what degree she perceived my presence, but she knew that someone was watching. Does that satisfy your curiosity?
It does. And I'm satisfied that you will take nothing more from this nation. Not one more life, not one more future, not one single smile from another child's face. You hear me?
That was a grumpy face.
Sorry for losing my temper, but there's only one way we can deal with people like Calyx. Whatever grand future he envisions, someone will be made to pay the price. And I won't let that happen.
He's wrong if he thinks he's taken our measure.
Yes.
We literally stopped despair of the universe, and he thinks he can... Yeah. Maybe in another couple hundred
If I
years.
I realize it is not my place to say this.
Yes, it is.
Even so, I must thank you both. On behalf of my other self, allow me to say how grateful I am to have you as our champions.
Excuse you. Phew. Well, that was an adventure.
It may not have been the method Shale was hoping for, but we at least now know where to find Calyx and what to do next. Indeed, while I remain curious about Preservation's research into the key, that is an investigation for another day. And with Y'shtola, because she'd kill me if I didn't. Then let's head straight to the back room. We should get everyone on the same page before we make our move.
Oh, action was on?
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Genau.
Don't be letting up now, you hear? Let your passion carry you to the better end. Yeah, well.
What? No Red Bull?
He's keeping it all for himself.
Apparently. Starting with Galul.
Shayla has been out of sorts ever since we got back. I don't think she liked what Calyx said, but don't worry, I'll do my best to cheer her up.
It was my other self who entrusted you with the key. Though she could not change who she was, the consequences of her finer choice linger, empowering us to shape our own futures. I've passed on the short version of events to our comrades so we can all prepare for the challenge ahead. It's time to put an end to this. Calyx won't stop until we stop him.
The situation isn't the best out there. At least you've come back to us safe and sound.
Damn that bastard Calyx. He waited until I was this close before snatching away my moment of triumph. That is infuriating. Condescending way he spoke to us. We'll see the whole time is up, you smug little weasel. Anyway, I know things don't go to plan, but we've learned a great deal about preservation, and that knowledge can come in handy in the days to come. Though I may not be able to contribute as much as a direct confrontation, I mean to see this through with you all, providing you with whatever support I can. Break here?
Yeah. All of this for one quest.
Yeah.
So, want to do the dungeon tomorrow night?
Instead of Heaven on High?
Yeah.
Either that or wait till Monday.
Yeah, let's try for it tomorrow night.
Okay, we'll have a special run tomorrow night to try and push through the dungeon. And maybe the subsqueevant stuff after. We'll see.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Because I have a feeling this time we really are right on top of the dungeon.
You had a good feeling?
Yep. The best.
With that said, it's time and past time to call it a night. Thank you all very much for coming along. You all be safe, be well, get a good night's sleep, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night for more of this. Yeah.
Yes. Everyone have a great night. Hope to see you here tomorrow for kicking around Calyx after he kicks us around for 3 rounds.
Fingers crossed.